Hello, my dear friends. I'm sorry I'm recording late. I had a levaya yesterday. It was away the whole day, and it was away this morning at a levaya. Just returned home. In any event, the rally that took place this past Tuesday was amazing, and I was there together with many of you from the community, those of you who were able to get away, and from the shul and the community. The rally was enormously important. It was estimated it was close to 300,000 people at the rally, one of the largest rallies, maybe the largest rally in America in support of the state of Israel. There was a dual benefit, a dual purpose for the rally. The first was to support the state of Israel. Israel was victimized. Israel was attacked in the most horrible and atrocious and violent manner on October 7th. But everything now is being turned upside down. It started the moment the atrocities took place, and Israel is being represented as the perpetrator rather than the victim. And there's demonstrations all around the world and in America and on college campuses, and even Jews are participating. It's beyond comprehension, demonstrating in support of Hamas, demonstrating against the state of Israel. And at its core, this is all pure anti-Semitism. It's a reflection of the deep-rooted hatred that people have for the Jewish people. And maybe it was kept under wraps for a long time, especially after the Holocaust. It wasn't considered proper to express anti-Semitism, but slowly it's creeping. It's been coming out of the woodwork the past 2 or 3 decades, and now it manifests itself in the ugly face of anti-Semitism is full blown, and this anti-Semitism is being directed against the state of Israel, and Israel needs our support, because it's important for the politicians in America to know that even though there are all these other demonstrations in support of Hamas and other things, but the Jewish community, the majority of the American Jewish community, stands firmly in support of the state of Israel. And it was very heartening to see many politicians were at the rally, and they spoke amazingly. It was just so powerful to hear them talk about how they support the state of Israel, and they recognize that Israel is the victim and Israel is under assault. And politicians count heads. So they needed to see that we were there, and that we're outspoken, and we're protesting, and we came out en masse. So that's one purpose of the rally. But there was another purpose as well, and that was for our own selves, because I think I personally, but I think it's true of all of us, we feel under assault, we feel under attack, we feel insecure, where we thought that America, people say it can never happen here. It's no longer chas v'shalom, but it's not so clear what could happen here, because there's dynamics where demonstrations and violence and all those things, and we're seeing things that are tremendously disturbing, and were unheard of, even a few months ago. We never would have imagined that it could occur. So we feel first we feel under assault because we're part of the Jewish people, and the state of Israel represents Klal Yisrael. So if the state of Israel is under assault, we are as well. But there's also a sense of insecurity that we have here in America, and chas v'shalom things. I don't even want to talk about what could happen. Al tiftach pelo satan, but we needed to see. We needed to see that there's strong support for American Jewry and for the state of Israel in America, and especially within the political environment within Congress. But amazingly, the day after the rally, already there was a counter rally in Washington D.C. outside the Democratic Party committee headquarters, and they took over the headquarters, and it turned violent, and it just. The contrast between the peaceful rally of 300,000 Jews in Washington, and here there was about 300 people that were violent in this particular rally, and there's been many violent rallies. It reminded me of the Rashi in next week's Parsha, Ruvain. The Rashi says, where did the name Ruvain come from? So Leah said, Ru'u ma bein bini leven chami. Ruvain has those those phrases in it, those words, Reuven. Reuven is, look at the difference, Leah said, between my son and the son of Ben Chami and my father-in-law's son, who was that was Esav. Because Yaakov took away the brachos of the Bechor from Esav. What did Esav want? He wanted to murder Yaakov Avinu. And my son, Reuven, he was supposed to be the Bechor. And instead, Yosef assumed the position of Bechor, and Reuven is the one that saved Yosef. This was a prophetic vision that Leah had, that Yosef was saved. The brothers they saw Yosef coming, they wanted to murder him, and Vayishma Reuven v'yatzil miyadam. Reuven heard and he saved Yosef, even though Reuven knew that Yosef was a threat to him as a Bechor. And that contrast between Reuma ben Bini ben Chami. Look at the difference between my son and my father-in-law's son. Look at the difference between Klal Yisrael and the enemies of Klal Yisrael. 300,000 people. There was not one single act of violence during the entire demonstration. And in contrast, the enemies of the Jewish people continuously, they're consistent, continuously violent, and with eruptions of anger and fierce protests. The difference is striking. But it even though we had chizuk from the rally, but we're still left, I dare say, with a sense of fear and trepidation. So I want to offer a thought of chizuk, and that is, there's the expression that has been very popular for the past few decades, never again. I never liked that expression, never again, because never again implies that we're a Baal bus. It's in our control that it'll never happen again. You see what's going on in America. We never thought that these things would happen in America. You can't say never again. Who says never again? It's not. We don't have control. There are very powerful forces at work, evil forces. We don't have control over them. And I would, and it also implies that the Holocaust took place because the Jews were not strong. If they were stronger, the Nazis wouldn't have been able to do what they did to us. It's not true. So I would change the phrase. I would not say never again. I would say, please Hashem, never again. Because ultimately, the only one that can control that it never will happen again is the Ribbon Shalom. What do we say in the Haggadah? Every single generation, there are those that stand up to destroy us. It's not a new thing. I mean, the Haggadah. It's a nevuah. It's a prophecy. How did the Haggadah know that every generation? Could you say that about other countries? Could you say that in England and in France and Spain and in America, you can't. But for the Jewish people, the Haggadah is every single generation. It is true. Every generation. One of the speakers, I think it was Congressman Jeffries, he said that the Jews have been expelled from England. They've been expelled from France. They were expelled from Spain. They were expelled from Portugal. One country after another expelled the Jews. That's Jewish history. So what does the Haggadah say? So how come they wanted to destroy us, eradicate us, annihilate us? Why didn't that happen? The Ribbon Shalom saved us. It's not true, never again. It's true that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will make it that never again. So if it has to be a tefillah. Hashem, Ribbon Shalom, Emirza Hashem, Ezra Hashem, it should be never again. So there's a terrific Rashi in Chumash that I noticed last week that I want to highlight and bring to your attention. Rashi says that when Avram sent Eliezer to find a wife for Yitzchak, so he told Eliezer that the Ribbon Shalom, who he made him swear in the Ribbon Shalom, who's Elokei Shemayim Elokei Haaretz, the God of the heaven and the earth. He made Eliezer swear that he would find an appropriate wife for Yitzchak. But then Eliezer said that let's say I can't find somebody. Should I take Eliezer? Should I take Yitzchak with me to find the wife? And Avram said, no, don't do that. Don't take him out of Eretz Yisrael, because Hashem Elokei Shemayim swore that this land will be given to the Jewish people. He says, Hashem Elokei Hashemayim Asher Lokachani Mi Beis Avi, God who took me out of the home of my father, he swore, Nishbali Zaracha Tenis Aretz, your children will inherit this land. So Rashi asks, question, how come Avram initially says he made Eliezer swear in the God who is Elokei Shemayim Elokei Haaretz, the God of the heavens and the earth, and in the second pasuk he told Eliezer, don't take Yitzchak out, because the God who's the God of the heaven told me that Yitzchak's going to inherit Eretz Yisrael. How come only the first pasuk mentions that God is the God of the heaven and the earth, and the second pasuk is that God's only the God of the heaven? So Rashi says that Avram's intention was, now God is the God of the heaven and the earth. I taught people. That's what Avram spent his life. That was his lifelong project, to teach people that God is the God of the heaven and the God and the earth. But before that, people, they also believed in God. They knew there was a God. They knew there was a ruler of the universe. But when Avram left his father's home, when he left his home of his father, at that time it was Elokei Hashemayim and not Elokei Haaretz, because at that time when he left Terach's home, the people they apparently they believed in God, they believed in the divine force, but they believed that God was in the Shemayim and not in the Haaretz. It's only later that Avram transformed the face of the world, that people understood that God was the Elokei Hashemayim Elokei Haaretz. There's a tremendous lesson here, and that is, it's possible for a person to think that God, they believe in God, I have a moon, I believe in God, yes, but it's Elokei Hashemayim, not Elokei Haaretz. God, He's up there. Yes, of course, there's a God. The Rebbe Shem, He created the universe, He created all the stars, and He created the sun, and everything. Everything was created by God, the Rebbe Shem, and He runs everything from up there. But He's up in the Shemayim someplace. He's not close to us. He's not Elokei Haaretz. And Avram's lesson and legacy for the Jewish people is that He's Elokei Haaretz. And when as Jews, as we go through B'chol Dor V'Dor, in every generation, we go through these trials and tribulations, and we are under siege, and there are forces that want to destroy us. Our protection is, it's not enough that we believe that the Ribono Shel Olam, who's the Elokei Shemayim, is going to protect us. He's not going to stay up in the Shemayim and shoot down some missiles in order to take out all the bombs and all the riots and all the demonstrations. We need God, who's Elokei Haaretz, who's involved in right next to us, standing with us, standing together with us. It's the Elokei Hashemayim, the Elokei Haaretz, that's going to protect us from our enemies. And if we feel this sense of trepidation and uncertainty and fear and anxiety, which I think we all feel in a time like this, both for ourselves and for the state of Israel, then it's a time to strengthen our emunah and to know, listen, they have their bombs and their missiles and their riots and their demonstrations, but the Ribono Shel Olam is Elokei Hashemayim, the Elokei Haaretz. And we have to think about that all the time, that He's with me. He's right here. He's standing next to me. He's embracing me. He's holding on to me. He's holding my hand. He's together with me. And there's nothing more powerful. If the Ribono Shel Olam is here, then indeed it's never again. The Ribono Shel Olam is, because Ribono Shel Olam is the supreme force, and He controls the world. He controls the destiny of mankind. And let us hope that in Mirz Hashem, all these terrible threats will cease, and the enemies of the Jewish people will disappear, and we continue davening for the horror of the hostages that are still in captivity. And I can't even fathom the pain in so there were 3 mothers of hostages who spoke at the rally, and it's impossible You can't say, I know how you feel. It's impossible to know how they feel. And to know what the hostages are going through. So we hope, we daven to Hashem, and Mirz Hashem, you should save Klal Yisrael, and you should save the hostages, and there should be Yeshuas and the Chamas for ourselves, and for our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, and for all of Klal Yisrael.